So he said that when he was 5 years old, he memorized Amarkosh, which is one of the oldest dictionary of Sanskrit. It has few thousand slokas in it. So he knows a lot of things by heart. He's like a walking encyclopedia. And very rare that there are many people who know Vedas, but then they don't know the Vedangas. But he knows Sikṣā, Kalpa, Vyakarana, jyotiṣa, Nirukta, everything. And then he knows Vedānta. Then there are people who know Vedas, but they don't know Vedānta. He also knows the Saddarsanas, Sankhya, Yoga, Pūrva-mīmāṁsā. He's expert on that. And he presides over many of the yagyas which are performed. So he's like an authority on that. So we are very fortunate to have him here and ask him question. I will, Acharya ji, first I will ask you something which no one can answer. Only you can answer. And these are about the Sikṣā, the pronunciation of this Ru, Chandrabindu, Gya, because we cannot find this anywhere, and you can give this to him. I just also remember one incident he told me once in the class, how actually detached he is and how dharmic he is, that he went to buy vegetables, and when he bought the vegetable, he paid for it. The shopkeeper put, I think, another 2 tomatoes into it, and he says, take it out. I have not paid for it. So he says, no, this I am giving to you. He says, no, I don't want. Take it out. So he is very, not like, generally you see sometimes Brahmanas, they are, I don't want to criticize, but they are greedy for money or anything like that. Even now coming here, he wrote to me, tell me how much I have to pay. I will send you the money in advance. So I am very happy to have him here and ask questions. Then in the evening or now, if you have, maybe you can speak about Sphota. Something. These are the topics which no one else can talk. And then we can have. I have many topics to ask him. So it's all up to you. Can
you already. Thank you, Babaji, for giving me a chance to sit before all of you and it was na? For giving me a chance to sit before all of you and just deliberate a couple of things in which you are interested. Let us start with Ramayanam. Just a very few things I will say about Ramayanam, and then we will go for this Anuswara, Anunasika, and then Sphota, mainly important one. So recently I was discussing as to.
there are also many people online.
Oh, sure.
Where is that time? In the drawer. Actually, can you open that drawer? Actually, in the evening we will have more people. It's too early for the rest of the
Exactly. Veda, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Veda has got 6 Vedangas. Angas means limbs. That means if you want to see Veda Purusha or Veda personified, these different 6 Vedangas are there. Sikṣā, Vyākaraṇam, Chhandas, Niruktam, jyotiṣa and Kalpa. All these are Vedangas. That means without the help of Vedangas, one cannot understand what Veda is, what is said in Veda. Of course, the knowledge of darshanas like Pūrva-mīmāṁsā, Vedānta, etc. also is required to understand. Keep aside. So here, Sikṣā Shastra, there are 37 Sikṣā Granthas. One of them is by Panini himself, Paniniya Sikṣā, that is very popular. And he explains the varnas, their pronunciation, and so on and so forth, swaras and all that. There, the present question is related to Anuswara and Anunasika. In Vyākaraṇam, Ashtadhyayi Panini says, Mukhanasika vachano anunasikaha. Here Mukham means mouth, Nasika means nose. When you combinedly pronounce nya, ma, nga, na, these anunasika varnas, they are called. In English they say nasals, but it may not render the actual meaning of that. Keep it aside. Let us not go into modern linguistics. So here what happens? Acharya ji is asking, what is this? Samjna is correct. Samjna. One has to close and touch both the lips. Then only the pronunciation will be correct. Okay? Samjna. Samjatam one can, Sanjatam also one can say, because exactly Sanjatam, nobody pronounces like that. So Samjatam will do. What is the sotram for this in Halanta Parichhada and Kaumudi? Monuswaraha. This means Makara, Ma, is pronounced as Anuswara. Two things. One is Anuswara, the other is Anunasika. These all the Ach varnas, A, I, U, R, E, O, I, O. All these varnas, for example, take Akara, A. A is of 18 types. Since Panini takes the jati, jati, do not kill a cow. How many cows? Panchakam Prajapatikartha, I shall explain how Paniniam is a grammar, universal grammar, that I will explain immediately. So here what happens? All the cows, okay, fetch a cow, bring a cow. How many cows? Only one cow. So, A has got Hrasva, Dirgha, Pluta. A, Hrasva, A, Dirgha, A, Pluta. Hrasva, Dirgha, Pluta, three kinds. Then, Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita, Swaras are there. Swara is there in Sanskrit per se. Because Panini did not say that Swara is only in Vedas, not in Loka. No. But Swara is respected in Veda, whereas in Loka, Swara is not respected. This is clearly stated by Mamatacharya also in Kavya Prakasha. Now, if you change this Swara, or for that matter, form of a varna, the meaning will undergo change. Okay? Udatta. What is Udatta? Ucchair Udatta Panini Sutram. Upper parts of the mouth is employed to pronounce Udatta. Nichair Anudatta. I will give example from Veda. This is Anudatta. Samahara Swaritaha. Both combination of Udatta and Anudatta is called Swarita. Bhadram Kanne Vishrunoyama Devaha. I am quoting this from Krishna Yajurveda. Aruna Prapatakam it is called. Okay. Bhadram Kanne Vishrunoyama Devaha. Bhadram Udatta. Kanne Vihi Ne Kanne Swarita. Shrunoyama Nu Anudatta. Like that. Is it clear? So anyway, if you go deep and deep, there are 7 kinds of swaras. We are not going into the details. So one ach akara can be pronounced as udatta a, anudatta a, swarita a. So each one has got 3. 3 into 3, 9. Then you can say a, amanunasika, non-nasal, roughly. Then you can say a, Sarga. like that kind of pronunciation is there in Yajurveda. So the clear distinction between an Anunasika and an Anuswara is clear. In Anunasika, let me give you another mantra. Agrimide purohitam yajnasya deva murtiyam hotaram ratnadhatamam. This is the first trick of Rigveda. I shall give one example for Kandhadvaranduradharshan nityapushtankarishnim Ishvarigam sarvabhotan tvamihopafvaye shriyam tamihopafvaye shriyam. Gum, I did not totally close the lips in gum, isn't it? Whereas in Anuswara, Samjna, many people we should not, we don't know what to say, especially in North India, this is gone. South India also there are so many problems with pronunciation. Okay, they say Samjna, Samjna. So Samjna, if you want clear, correct pronunciation as per Sikṣā, it should be Samjna. Okay, one thing. Second thing is just explain what is said in Sikṣā and Vyākaraṇam. Varno hina svarato varnato va mithya prayuktaha natamarthamaha savagvajraha yajamanam hinasti yathendra shatru svarato paradhat. Vritrasura was there, his son was killed by Indra. No, Vritrasura wanted to perform abhichara homa. Abhichara, Tvashta. So, he wants to take revenge. Okay? He started abhichara homa. Abhichara means, literally meaning is himsa. Okay? If you want to take revenge against your enemy, then there are mantras. This is procedure in Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda consists of many things. Among them, this is also one. Then while pronouncing what happened, Indra Shatrur Vardhasva, Swahe Indra Shatrur Vardhasva, there Indra Shatru is a samasa. Indra Shatru means Indraha Shatayita, Keller to whom is Bahurihi. Indrasya Shatruhu, an enemy of Indra, is Tatpurusha. There this Ritik or Purohita Huyam, whatever you call him, he mispronounced. So instead of killing Indra, the Vajrayuta of Indra, boomerang and killed. So therefore one should be very careful in pronunciation. Pronunciation is given maximum importance here. In other languages, generally need not discuss. Are you okay? Are you okay? What happened to you? What happened to you? And they go on just talking. President arrives Sunday, American English. President arrives on Sunday, British English. In Indian English we already have, and Chinese English is different. So many kinds of, okay, single. But here, that is not there. Only two things. One thing is, Shabdas can be put under two headings. One is Vedic Shabdaha, the other is Laukika Shabdaha. This is clearly discussed in Pūrva-mīmāṁsā, Ākritya-Adhikaranam. Ya eva Laukikaha Shabdaha, ta eva Vedikaha, ta eva Tesham Arthaha. The same Laukika and Vedika Shabdas, there is no difference. But Panini, in Vyakaranam, he gives 13 times Bahulan Chandasi, and also Vyatyayo Bahulam. Vyatyaha means difference. Difference in terms of Linga, Vachana, Vibhakti, and so on and so forth. Just I have given you one mantram from Krishna Yajurveda. Bhadran kannebhih shrunuyama deva kannebhihi. In Loka we say Ramena Ramabhyan Ramaihi. So kannena kannabhyan kannaihi in Loka. Loka means you can take Upavedas, Vedangas, Darshanas, Kavyas, whatnot, and the spoken language. Sanskrit was being spoken. It is clearly recorded by Patanjali and Mahabhashyam. Don't enter into unnecessary discussions with people. They don't want to know. Questions are of two types. Jignasa, a wish to learn. Jikisha, somehow he wants to conquer you. That is not useful. Because whatever is there, that only we say. This is said by Maharshis. They don't want any kind of what kind of rights for introducing something new. In here we have ISIR, some mark or something. No, they don't want anything. So, without any swartha, selfishness, they are giving. That's all. Therefore, so here what happens, some shabdas have got, only some shabdas have got different forms, swarupam. Just like kannaihi in loka, kannevhi in Veda. Not all. But meaning, no difference. Same meaning what you find in our loka. Is it clear? Any doubts? Feel free. In the middle of the lecture also you can, nobody can disturb me. I am sorry. People will say, don't disturb me, ask me tomorrow. What is that? Who said? That is not our tradition. You just go on asking, I go on telling. Okay? Just I will touch Ramayana and then I go to Sphota, which is very important, because Vyākaraṇam and Vedānta and Nyaya, all the Shastras will come into Sphota.
Pronunciation of this ru and lu. This is very important, because this is big confusion.
See, Klipta, only one root is there. See, Panini, it is impossible to record all the Shabdas that were employed, being employed, going to be employed. There should be some way out of the impasse. There is a small story in Mahabhashyam by Patanjali. Indra was the student, Brahaspati was the guru. Pratipada Patha they started. That means giving the list of all the Shabdas. 1000 divine years. For forefathers, 6 months daytime, 6 months night time. They eat only once. So we offer this Abdikam or yearly ceremony only once. Like that, beyond that it goes, Divyam, Varsha Sahasram, divine years. Then Indra said, Guruji, I think we are coming to an end. No, out of question. Still it is a long way to go. My God. So Patanjali says, Kim Punarajyatve, nowadays what is there to say? Yes, Sarvatha Jevati sa Varshachatan Jevati. Hardly a person lives for 100 years. That means doing yoga abhyasa, following whatever is said in Charaka Samhita, Ayurveda and all that. Okay? Then we even to learn the Shabdas itself, his life is completely used, exploited. So, Vidya has got 4 purposes. Adhiti, to learn. Okay? Bodha, to teach. Acharana, you have to put in practice whatever is said there. Then Pracharana, you have to just spread whatever Shastra is. Then for learning itself, the 100 years are over. Sadhu Shabdas. So, finding all these Panini sentences you cannot do. Words also, this is the situation. He came down to Prakriti Pratyaya. There are 2 kinds of things. One, you give a root. Dukre Karane, Kru Dhatu. On that you go on adding 2000 odd verbal roots are listed by Panini. Okay? You go on adding pratyayas, that is suffixes. Kru Dhatu, Tavya Pratyaya, Kartavyam, Aniya, Karaniya, Shapratyaya, Kriya. It goes on. And these are nouns. Subantam they are called. In Tingantam also, Karoti, Chakara, Chakre, Karishyati, like that, hundreds of shabdas. Patanjali says, Mahataha Shabdaughan Pratyaya. So, Alpena Yatna, the effort should be short and short, and the achievement should be larger and larger. What is the effort for that? See, this kind of thing you don't find in any other language, because those are, we call them Mlecha Bhasha. Mlecha means Aspashta. Where are you going? Where are you going? They don't clearly pronounce anything. Kya naam hai tumhara? Kya naam hai tumhara? Take any language. I am not segregating, means separating Western languages or this language, that language. Oh, in Sanskritam, Kintava nama, Kutra gacchasi. The clarity should be there in pronunciation. That is very, very important. Okay. So here Panini gives one verbal root and says, you go on adding these pratyayas, you will get forms like Kartavyam, Karaniyam, Karoti, Chakara, Chakre, Karishyati, what not? Hundreds. Similarly, 2000, or if you add number of verbal roots are given, then you will get to, this is called Krit Pratyaya. Which one? Which I said, Tavya, Tavyani, Yaraha, Panini Sutra, etc. Earlier to Panini, let me give you a brief this thing. Before Panini entered the scene, there were two kinds of Vyakaranas. See, Vyakaranam is not grammar. But a person who said a hen has got 3 legs, a hen has got 3 legs, was awarded the prize. Why? Because others said 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. So, nearest one we have to take into consideration. So, since a similar system is there in other languages called grammar, we say this is Vyakaranam is grammar roughly. Later on we clarify. Isn't it? Vivaha. Vivaha is not wedding. Vivaha is not marriage. Vivaha has got a lot of meaning. Dharma, artha, kama, dharmecha, arthecha, kamecha, nati charami. And all that will come into. So, but living together, some sort of semblance is there. We translate like that. So, Vyakaranam is an instrument. Vyakriyante apashabdebhyaha sadhu shabdaha prathakriyante anena iti Vyakaranam. People are using shabdas. Bhedaha, difference, for example. Others are using bhedaha, bhedaha. He is too weak, bhedaha. You cannot do anything. But there is no any hitch as far as the transformation of meaning is concerned. Meaning is attained by the listener and you carry on the things without any problem, isn't it? But Vyakaranam here Panini says, if you pronounce shabdas or sadhu shabdas, that means which are acceptable to Vyakarana, in Vyakaranam which shabdas are split into Prakriti and Pratyaya and given with the prior knowledge of Vyakaranam, if you employ the shabda, you will get dharma. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, 4 purusharthas are there. That is what a human being should try for. Artha should be associated with dharma. Don't take even one more tomato from anybody. Acarya ji. That is not dharma. Vitta shuddhi. That means, first of all, cleanliness in terms of money would lead to chitta shuddhi. Yogas chitta vritti nirodhaha, second sutram in Yoganishasana. Isn't it? Whatever is there that is destined for you, that you eat. Vithivashat praptena santushyatam. Shankaracharya says, due to destiny, whatever you receive, it may be 100, 1000, 1 lakh or 1 crore, get satisfied with that. If you do not have satisfaction, if you think about others, he is having that thing, he is having, so what? How long will it continue? Everything is anicca. It is not going to be there forever. This is not meaningless, running for this thing, that thing, cha. So, but if you get, due to your Purajanma Sukrutam, you take it, there is nothing wrong. If they offer Padma Shri, do you accept or not? It is up to you. But don't try for recommendation. Don't blame anybody. I am such a great scholar. I am not considered for Padma Vibhushan. Actually, I should get Bharat Ratna. That means this is Acharya.
This Bharat Ratna, Padma Bhushan, these are honors given by Government of India for very distinguished people in their field. So he is using these words because many people may not know what.
That's why. I should have given you that thing. Just I am speaking as if all are Indians like that. The context is that. Okay? So, where were we? This Ru and Alu, the question, precise question. See, there are two things. One thing is Ru, that is Amrutam. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. You should not give stress on that. Why? Because it is an ach. It is a vowel. Ayon, relak, on, I ouch, I varat. Anyway, it goes on. So, in ach pratyahara, you have ru. That means Ru is to be pronounced Rigveda. Okay, whereas Ra is there. In Ru, Ra also included at some point of time. That Patanjali discusses, that is separate. But here, if you say Vakra, Rafa is there, Ra, Takra, buttermilk, something like Vakra is zigzag. There, Ra is there, you have to pronounce with stress, Takra. Then what happens? There is lengthy varnas, lengthy ach are called Guru. Short ach are called Laghu. Haswan Laghu, Sanyoge, Guru, Ghancha. These are Panini Sutras. I am not quoting too many sutras because I want to finish more and more. Okay? So, the Harsva, for example, in Va you have A, followed by Kra. That is a Varna, two Varnas are there, K plus Ra. The A becomes Guru. That is a Sanyukta Varna. Kra is a Sanyukta Varna. Sanyukta means just two Varnas are clubbed into one. K, Ra, Kra. If you say Amrutam, A will become Guru. So you should not say Amrutam. In the Lu, this Lu, only one verbal root is given by Panini. Klup, Klupta, Viklupti, Klupti, like that. Only one verbal root is there. There you have to say neither Klupti nor something else, but Klupti, Klu, just like Ru. So Klu you will say, okay, Ru you will say, Rigveda, okay, Amruta, when it is there in the word, then you have to lightly pronounce, not giving stress. If you give stress, it becomes Ra. Chain reaction. The earlier short vowel or Laghu becomes Guru. Any doubts in this case? Acharya.
This low sound,
Huh?
this low sound, klipta, they also sometimes include ra in it, klipta, like that.
Klipta is the correct pronunciation.
And there is no rakara involved in it.
No.
Because many times I hear people including lakara with it.
No. What happens is there is one Vartikam, Rilavarnayor Methasavanyam Vachyam in Vyakarana. Okay. Ru, wherever it is there, you have to pronounce like Lu. Lu also to be pronounced like Ru. Okay. Because the pronunciation has been there. What Panini was doing is, he took the usages that are there both in Veda and Loka. Before he entered the scene, there were separate grammars for Vedic Shabda and Laukika Shabda. For Vedic Shabdas, they are available now. Pratishakya it is called. Shakha means Rikshakha, Yajishakha, Samashakha, like that. Okay? And for Shakatayanam, Aindram, Chandram, Kashakusram, such Vyakaranas were there. Some portions are available now. For Laukika Shabdas, Panini entered the scene and said, he is considered to be the most genius person on earth. Even Shankaracharya said like this, my God, what is this Panini? Huh? Nobody can do like that. It doesn't forget. It doesn't get confused. It doesn't commit a single mistake. Can you show me a single person? So when someone was arguing, I said, let us not discuss too much. Do a matching work to Panini. Upon which language you have got good command? Deutsch, German or English? Come on. Use some sutras on a par with Panini. Panini doesn't commit a mistake. Okay. So Panini, what he did, he clubbed both the things and put in a nutshell called Ashtadhyayi. That means Swara is taken care of. You need not necessarily go to Pratishakya. And anyway, Laukika Bhasha, he just conquered. See, you can control a person. You can control a cow. You can control even a lion. Can you control Bhasha? What is there? There is some deformed position in the ear. These people said, oh my God, oh my God. Then Sridhar said, hey, what is that? Don't make nuisance. It is not a problem at all. Take some charma from here. Huh? There are dermis, epidermis, something 3, these people say. He said, with a darbha, sacred this thing, you separate, there are at least 7 layers. So take the skin from this place and just put it there. Plastic surgery. People are running elsewhere. So if you can do on a par with either Panini or Sushruta, because 3 kinds of doshas are there. One is manasika dosha. To see people they get rid of this manasika dosha, Patanjali authored Yoga Anushasana. For Sharirika dosha, he authored Charaka Sutram. Only portion is available. To get rid of this Vachika, Vagdosha. In other languages, you won't find Vagdosha. I worked on machine translation in 95-96. I told people, if you can either inject buddhi or insert buddhi into the machine, then it is possible for the machine to understand as to whether it is a bank of water or a bank of money. Otherwise, if you take a word like Hari, which has got 15 meanings, how can the machine select? First sutra in computers, everybody knows. Garbage in, garbage out. So, for money I was working. I told them, I want money, so I will work with you. But, no, you will end up in a fiasco. Take it for granted. Machine doesn't have buddhi. Acharya, did I address all the questions?
Yes, Acharya. Thank you.
Slightly I shall touch Ramayana and then go for Sphota. Please tell me before 10 minutes, because I don't want to intrude into your time. Time is very important. No? Raise my hand, I will take that. Recently I was putting some questions. There are many scholars who are teaching Ramayana, giving lectures on Ramayana, but try to give answers to these, just how you are introduced. What is Ramayana? Ramayana is a Veda. Ramayana is equal to Veda. Whatever is said in Veda, Upadesha, how is it said? Satyam vada dharmanchara, like a king's order. This is clearly discussed by Mamatacharya in Kavya Prakasha. I am not giving all the. So, Prabhu Samhitaha Vedaha. Then come down. This same message, same Upadesha is offered in a friendly manner, Mitravat, like a friend, by Puranam or Itihasa. Then, the same message is offered, because everybody may not listen to our words, they may turn deaf to your words. You say something, Satyam Vada, why should I speak Satyam? I have A for atom, B for bomb. I have atom bombs in my file. No, I do not tell you. I say no, nothing is there. Asatyam. If mind is polluted, all the 5 elements are polluted. Take it for granted. Anyway. So, Kavyam Kanta Sammitataya Upadesha Yuje. A Kavyam, Kaveh Karma Kavyam, the work of a Kavi. Why it is called Kavyam? Kanta Sammitataya, on a par with a young wife, it gives you the same message. Don't forget. Then, context is very important, serving food. She said, the lady next door purchased a necklace, an ornament made of gold. Okay? It is so beautiful. Okay. Would you like to have a glance? Of course. She returns with the necklace. How is it? Should I put on and see? Of course. She puts on. How is it? Oh, fine. She returns the necklace. What do you understand? Did she say that? Did she, Vachyamariyadaya, expressly say, I want one necklace? No. But did she fail in expressing her idea, suggesting rather, not expressing, that she wants one necklace? No. This is how with so many descriptions, rasa, dhvani, alankara, with all this kind of seasonal, whatever things are there, that a kavya gives the message. That is what is called kavya. So on a par with a young wife, The same message that is there in Veda, that is there in Puranas, whatever it is offered. So Ramayana is also a kavya. Leave it. What is Ramayana? Rama means Rama. Okay. Ayanam means his gati, his movement, his history. That means Sita is not there. Oh my God. No, that will not do. So you take Rami cha Ramascha Ramau. Vyākaraṇam. Rami means Sita, Rama, only one word remains, like Petarau. Petarau means father and mother. Like that single word in Akashasha, technically I am not going into details. Okay. So Rama, Ramayoho, two persons are there, Sita and Rama. Their Ayanam Gatihi Charitram Ramayana. Or you can do one thing. Sita Ramayoho Ayanam Sita Ramayanam. Sita is dropped. Because you are saying Bhama. Which Bhama? Satya Bhama. But Satya you dropped? Yes. Because it is understood by people. Something like that. Okay. So this Ramayana means the history of both. Why are you bringing both? Pūrva-mīmāṁsā 6th Adhyaya says, Dampatyoho sahadhikarat. After marriage, except physically, there are no two people. In our houses like ours, ladies won't ask for money. You are not supposed to ask. If you ask, what will happen? I am the owner and you are just begging, such kind of thing, if not begging it. No? No? So Krishna Yajurveda says, Ardhova esha atmano yapatni, Krishna Yajurveda. Ardhangi, half of the body after marriage. Everything she will partake. Half of that belongs to her. And even in Shatavatha Brahmanam Shukla Yajurveda also, it is clearly stated, Ardhova esha atmano yajjaya. Jaya means wife. This you have to consider half. So without the permission, you cannot take decisions just like that. You have to sit down. Dharmecha, arthecha, kamecha, nati charitavya, during the time of marriage. This is the pledge, has to be. Okay, the Uparohita says, you should not cross her, you should not ignore her in terms of these three, dharma, artha and kama. Of course, moksha is individual. Some Purohitas, they do not know the meaning, they do not know Sanskrit. They are adding moksha also. Moksha is not a combined effort. Chacha, moksha is individual. Okay, so this is that. So clearly, Pūrva-mīmāṁsā 6th Adhyaya says, Dampatyoho, wife and husband, Saha Adhikarat, together they will have the rights. Therefore, you cannot separate Rama and go on talking about this thing, leaving Sita behind. No, don't do that. No, Ramayana, two meanings I have taken. One is the Veda, Itihasa. Itihasa means whatever had happened, that is being related by a great person like Valmiki, who doesn't say a single lie and who is very careful, who is a Maharshi. So, we believe in his words. So, the parampara, uninterrupted tradition from Guru to Shishya, has been there in Ramayana, so it is an Itihasa. Veda we have already discussed, that is the thing Ramayana. Who is Rama, who is Sita? You have to rake up these questions while giving lectures. So, Vishnu Puranam says, Raghavatve bhavat Sita Rukmini Krishna Janmani. Lakshmi herself became Sita when Vishnu got the avatara of Rama, and she became Rukmini when he was Krishna. Okay, so who is Rama? Oh, Vishnu only. Who is Sita? Lakshmi only. You have to explain all these things beforehand. Next, what is Rama? Question is, what is Rama? If you study Vyākaraṇam, that is there in Panini Vyākaraṇam, Ramante asmin yoginaha iti Rama. It is Adhikarane Ghai Prachaya, it is called. I am not going into details. While thinking, during Dhyanam of Rama, the yogins are enjoying like anything. Therefore, he is called Ramakredayam is the verbal root. Ghai is the Prachaya. Okay? Next question, important. Why Sita was in Lanka? Actually, Valmiki has given the answer in Balakanda. Sri Rama was born in, because now he is a Manusha. He will have karma, karma phala, everything. See, one joke is, Sri Rama never had any comfort in the life. Always, right from the beginning, his life was full of difficulties only. But what is greatness? Why are you? He did not complain. Everybody will have, in Yagana Shastram you may come across, tapas is there. Tapas means sustaining the pains. There will be sukham, comfort, dukkha, worry. There will be heat, there will be cold. There will be gaurava, respect. There will be insult. Your mind should not move. This is, in Yagana Shastram called tapas, dvandva sahanam. Dvandva means pairs. You never see only sukham, only dukkham, like that. Anyway, so now, Sri Rama was born in Karkataka Lagna. Lagnam was Cancer. Many people, the only problem, who said this means, Varaha Mihiracharya said in Brahadjatakam. I am not saying. Those who study Vyākaraṇam, Mīmāṁsā, Vedānta, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, they miserably failed in jyotiṣa. Between 1977 and 1994, I studied 2000 horoscopes. My forefather was noting down the time of his death like that. That has been there in our. But jyotiṣam is very difficult compared with Vyākaraṇam, Vedānta, etc. because study means you are supposed to offer predictions. That is not a joke. And you have to keep in mind so many yogas, this thing, that thing, the planets, planetary lineup, and their mutual enmity or friendship, all those things you have to keep in mind. Depending upon your Medha Shakti, capacity to retain, it depends. Okay? So, those who are born, one Prime Minister lost his wife, another Prime Minister lost her husband because of Karkataka Lagna. Either the spouse will be having some viyoga away, separation for some time, or death, or suffering from chronic disease. Any one of these things will be there for all the people who are born in Karkataka Lagna. So in Balakanda, Valmiki says, careful, Rama is born in Karkataka Lagna. The commentators may not take up this. The problem is this. Okay? One should be good in not only Panini, not only in Vedanta, but also jyotiṣam. Jyotiṣam netramuchyate. Sikṣā says, Jyotish-shastram is eyes of Veda Purusha. But people, simply most of the people, you can approach any scholar and ask him, show your horoscope and ask him, what is the Mahadasha, what is the Antardasha, what is difficult. Sir, what time is it now? I have to start Sphota. Oh, yes. Oh, this is 9:45. Okay. Acharya ji was asking Sphota, where different shastras come into picture, not simply Vyakarana or simply Vedanta. Why Sphota? Sphota is entire Alankara Shastra, Sahitya Shastram depends upon Sphota. It is clearly stated by Anandavardhanacharya in Dhanyaloka and also Mamatacharya in what you call Akavya Prakasha. Okay? And it is not accepted by Sankhyas, Nayayikas, Pūrva-mīmāṁsakas and even Vedantins. Actually, why Sphota? What is Sphota? Generally, we employ a sentence, vakyam, to denote some meaning. Even when, where are you coming from? Hostel. Hostel is neither a word nor a sentence, but an elliptical sentence, incomplete sentence. I am coming from or ellipses, they are dropped because there is shared knowledge. So, sentence is the very unit of language. Okay. Chaitraha gramam gacchati. You take any language, whatever I am giving are universals. You may apply to Mandarin, you may apply to German or any other language. Okay? A sentence consists of some words. Words are nothing but a group of, each one is a group of letters. That means in a sentence like Chaitraha gramam gacchati, say you have 10 or 15 varnas. A, I, U, Ka, Kha, Ga, etc. are varnas. But by nature, each varna disappears as soon as it is pronounced. Accepted or not? Any doubt? If you have any doubt, immediately you can raise. That's the answer. Each varna disappears by the time you said Chaitraha Gacchati, by the time you pronounced Ti, all the earlier varnas are gone. That means Yogapadyam or simultaneity of all the varnas is not there at a single point of place and time. Accepted? But the listener says, Vyākaraṇam discusses speech only, not writing. Keep in mind. But the listener says, I understand that sentence. How? When by the time last varna is pronounced, all the earlier varnas are gone, the listener claims, I understand the sentence. How is it happening? Is it clear? Shabda is there. Shabda Guna Kamakasham you might have studied in Tarka Sangraha and all that. We are not going into those details. Shabda is Nitya. According to Vyākaranas, Mīmāṁskas and Vedantins also, Shabda is Nitya. Otherwise you cannot record it here. You cannot do many things. Why Nayayikas say Shabda is Karyatvat Ghatavata, etc. We are not going into details. Now, Vyakarana, there was one Sphota. Panini did not say anything about Sphotavada. It was Patanjali, then elaborated by Bhartrhari in Vakyapadiyam, Brahmakanda, and so on. There are works on Sphota. Sphota is a Nitya Shabda. Shabda has got 4 places, 4 lochi, that is. Paravang Mola Chakrastha, Paravak is there, that is available, that is nothing but Parabrahman only. That is available at Mooladhara Chakra, last point of the spinal cord. Okay? Pashyanti Nabhisamsthita. Pashyanti Vak is there at the navel, Nabhi. Prakriti Pratyaya Vibhaga is available for Panini, Patanjali, etc. Even there also, not for us. Isn't it? Then, Hridistha Madhyama Jnaya, Madhyama Vak, same is called Sphota, is there in Hridaya, mind. Vaikhari Kantadeshaga, Vyakara means body, Shariram. Whatever acoustic sounds are emanating from the mouth and through the medium of air reaching the audience, that is called Vaikhari Shabda. Ra Shabda, Pashyanti Shabda, Sphota Shabda or Madhyama Vak, Vaikhari Shabda. Is it clear? Take one thing for granted. Let us again go back to Ramayana and Yoganashasana. See, all these are connected with Hanuman in Ramayana was speaking to monkeys, was speaking to Sita, was speaking to Lakshana, what not. How does he know so many languages? He is not trained anywhere. No? Who said? No. Then Patanjali in 3rd Adhyaya of Yoganashasanam, 17th Sutra, he says it is possible. How? Shabdartha Pratyaya. Somehow, once in 6 or 7 years I get this cold. Cough once in 25 years, I never get fever. I do not believe in fever. Now, Shabdartha Pratyayanam itaretradhyasat sankaraha tat pravibhaga sanyamata sarva bhota ruta jnanam. Okay? What is Shabda, Artha, Jnana? 3 things are there. Accept it. One has to accept. Rama Shabda has got Rama, the meaning. After pronunciation of Rama Shabda, you are getting some jnanam in the mind that this person is called Rama. So, Shabda, Artha, Jnana. So, there Vyadavyasa Pandita explains, what is Shabda? Gauh. Oh. What is the Artha of Go Shabda? Gauh only. Achha. What kind of jnanam we are getting from Go Shabda? Gauh only. So Gauriti Shabdaha, Gaurityathaha, Gauriti Jnanam. All are there. Sankaraha, amalgam, difficult to, almost impossible to separate. But the one who can separate these things, who can do it? Sanyami. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, Trayamekatra Sanyamaha, Yoga Sutram. All the three combinedly are called Sanyama. The one who mastered all these three, who Sanyami, he can separate these things. Then what? Sarva Bhota Ruta Jnanam. All the pranis, any, it may be a pakshi, bird, it may be an animal, it may be a human being. Their bhasha jnanam he will get. Hanuman was such a sanjami. So he was able to speak to monkeys. Seta, you know all that. So, in this form what happens? Shabdartha pratyayanam, these three things are there. I pronounced a Shabda Raja. What is happening? Let us see. We think about a Artha. Artha means here Vastu and also Baudhartha. The imaginary meaning as well as the meaning. I want to speak about a cow. I would remember the Shabda relevant, that is Gau. With the help of the movement of, beautifully explained in Panini Sikṣā, okay, the movement of the air along with the fire, digestive fire, comes up and touches different speech organs and Shabda is produced. All this happens within a fraction of a second. So, the Shabda I would pronounce Gauhu. When I pronounce the Shabda Gauhu, there is the air. Through air, these sounds reach the eardrums of a person. From there, they enter the mind, manas. In the mind, already Gauhu, the Shabda means Gauhu, like that it is there. Already it is there. But by God, suppose I say Dena. How come the other person does not understand Nadi? Why only Dena? If I pronounce Dena, he understands Dena only. He doesn't say you pronounce Nadi. No. Raja, Chara. Opposite or something else may be understood with the same Varnas. Isn't it? It does not happen. Not happening. We are practical. Not happening. Why? Because all the three, Shabda, Artha and Jnana, we have already discussed in Yoga and Shasanam, are identical. There is no difference. So, in whichever sequence, order, Gakara, Aukara, Visarga, Gauhu, entered the eardrums of the person and mind of the person, similar Artha is denoted. In mind already, okay, this Shabda, Artha and Jnana are there. In form of amalgam, there are no separate plates. Gauhu, Shabdaha, Gauhiti, Artha, Gauhiti. Such separate plates are not there in the mind. Isn't it? So, similar, in the same sequence, whichever meaning is there, that is exploded, Sphota. Sphatati arthaha asmaditi Sphota. Meaning explodes due to this, therefore Sphota. But you said Shabda and Artha both are the same. Yes. Sphutyate becomes clearer, becomes exploded. Therefore Artha is also Sphota. Isn't it? So these sounds enter the listener's eardrums, mind, and wake up the Artha that is already there in mind, and similar to the Shabda pronounced, wakes it up. If it is not similar, Iggeyechu Yapan, maybe one or two people may understand. Deutsch. Kimaha, what you said, I don't understand. That kind of question will come. Is it clear? So, these sounds having a sequence would enter the mind of the listener See, the difference is this. Speaker first goes to artha, pronounces the shabda. In the case of listener, the artha enters this thing and the shabda is known. Isn't it? So, he understands, but the shabda is nitya. What is nitya? Nitya means eternal, roughly. See, everywhere translation is a problem. I am sorry for that. Because these shabdas, this terminology, entire this thing is loaded with meaning, pregnant with meaning, and it is impossible to search for a word there, to find a word in another language. So let us not go there. Now you understand what is Sphota? So, right from para vak, there is no any kind of difference like prakriti, pratyaya, root, suffix, etc. Paravak is, so in Shanti Parva of Mahabharata and also in Maitrayani Upanishad, it is clearly stated. Dve Brahmani Veditavye, you have to know two Brahmans. Shabda Brahma Paranchayatu. One is Shabda Brahma, the other is Parabrahma. Shabda Brahmani Nishnataha Param Brahma Adhigachati. Whoever is, who realizes the Shabda Brahman would certainly achieve Parabrahman. So, then you may ask why, still some time. Then you may say why Vedantins refute this. In the Avatadhikaranam of Shankara Bhashyam, Sotra Bhashyam, why Shankaracharya should refute Sphotavada? There is problem. In Advaita, you have Brahman only, Nirvikalpaka. Before that, if we add Shabda Brahman, another person will come and say, Rasa Brahman is also there. Rupa Brahman is also there. Go on just prefixing all these things. Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. Gandha Brahman, Sparsha Brahman. So many Brahmans. This is not acceptable. Only Brahman. To realize Brahman, you may take so many. That's why even Sankhya Darshanam is not unacceptable to Shankaracharya. Pradhanam or Prakriti you may take, but take it as an upaya, a device to realize Brahman. Okay. Satchidananda Swarupa, Sat Chitu Anandarupa. Is it clear? So, Sphotavada is actually invented by Spotayana Maharshi. His name is found in one Panini Sotram, Avang Sphotayanasya. For this window, he says Gavaksham. Ava. Go Aksham, Gavaksham. So, he Panini found this Spotayana Maharshi saying Goksham you can say, Gavaksham also you can say. Is it clear? Any doubts? Acharya.
And why is that Pūrva-mīmāṁsakas don't accept Acharya?
Now let us compare with Pūrva-mīmāṁsā. Here the term Pūrva refers to earlier part of Veda. Pūrva-mīmāṁsā discusses the karma bhaga. Karma and jnanam, two things are there offered by Veda. Okay? Yajna, yaga, etc. And this Pūrva-mīmāṁsā deals with earlier parts of Veda. How a yajna has to be performed, how to interpret the sentences, what is the definition of a vakyam, etc. and all. There what happened? Pūrva-mīmāṁsakas say Varna is Nitya. How can you say Varna is Nitya? Now you said Ga. After some time you said Ga. Both are the same. Whatever you said, Soyangakaraha it is called, Pratyabhijna it is called. Yesterday you have seen Devadatta, and today he has come again. Then you said Soyan Devadatta, this, that Devadatta. That is, whichever Devadatta I have seen yesterday is the same one, like that. So, Gakara is not going to, go away, just to get destroyed. No. Because if it is so, then Chaitra said Ga, Maitra said after some time Ga. Both the Gas are the same. Soyangakaraha. So Varna has to be accepted as Nitya, according to Pūrva-mīmāṁsakas. So their sotram is there, Autpattikastu Shabdasya Arthena Sambandhaha, Badarayana Petatra. So Autpattika means Nityam Bromaha, that is Shavara Bhashyam. Okay? So how can you simply say that the Varnas are gone as soon as they are pronounced Ashubhinashatvam Varnanam? That is not acceptable to Pūrva-mīmāṁsakas. The actual problem is this. In Veda, it deals with Veda, earlier parts. Whatever you pronounce, okay, will be there. Shabda Nitya. Here you come across some mantras like Vasishtham Sama, Kathakam, Kalapakam, like that. Names of some rishis. What is that? Those rishis had just authored those mantras? No. Vedas are apaurushaya. Vedas are not authored by any person. That Upanishad says, Asya Mahato Bhutasya Nishvasitam Yad Rigvedaha, Yajurvedaha, Samvedaha, like that. So from Brahman itself all the Vedas are. Tasmāāt yajñāt sarvahutah rajasāmāni yajñire chandāgum se yajñire tasmāāt yajustasmāt ajāyata. These mantras are from Purusha Suktam, which is very popular in India. Purusha Suktam is there in all 5 Vedas. Yajurveda is of 2 types, Krishna Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda. So I said 5, otherwise 4. The Veda Nityatva has to be protected by all means. So those who say that Varnas are Nitya, that is Pūrva-mīmāṁsakas, they offer a definition of a Vakyam. Arthaikatvad ekam Vakyam sākāṅkṣanchet vibhāge syāt, from 2nd Adhyaya. If there is unity of meaning, and when separated, if the words of the sentence are found to be wanting, akanksha, or mutual expectancy. Suppose you said Chaitraha. Chaitraha kinkaroti, what Chaitra is doing? You said Pachati, cooking. Who is cooking? Chaitra Pachati. Akanksha is established. That is mutual expectancy. Like that it has to. So it is called Vakya Shastram. If at all you want to listen to anybody, any scholar, the age-old tradition is that Pada Vakya Pramana Shastras he should have studied. Pada Shastram Vyākaraṇam, Vakya Shastram Mīmāṁsā, and Pramana Shastram Nyaya Vaiseshika. You take any commentator, old commentators, they are well versed in all these Shastras, because without any one of these things, you cannot do justice. Okay, so Pūrva-mīmāṁsakas, they believe in Varna Nityatva for their own purpose. If Varna is not Nitya, Padam also is not Nitya. Then what about Vakyam? Whereas Bhartrhari in Vakyavadiyam says, no, not like that. You have a Vakyam as a unit of language. Okay, in a Vakyam there are no parts like Padas, Varnas, etc. Padena Varna Vidyante Vakyeshvavayavānaca Vakyāt Padanām Acyantam Praviveko na kaśchana. This is from Vakyapadiyam Brahmakanda. Vakyam is divided into Padas. Padas are just given some meaning. Okay, Padarthaha combined Vakyartha you will get. Word meanings, you just put in an order, you will get sentence meaning. That is the thing. See who defined a Padam, Suptingantam Padam, for example, Panim Sutram. Vyakaranas, okay, they say Padam is not Nityam, only Vakyam is Satyam. Whereas the Vakyam is defined by Jaimini Maharshi in Pūrva-mīmāṁsā, they say, no, Padas are real, Varnas are also real for that matter. So for their application, the Prakriya, they have to accept the Padava, Varna as Nitya and refute Sphota. Any more doubts? Feel free, any Shastram. doesn't matter, need not necessarily speak from Vyākaraṇam or Vedānta.
What is the prakriya of getting knowledge if Sphotvada is not there?
Sorry?
If Sphotvada is not accepted, how do we understand the meaning of the Vakya?
For that, Shankaracharya says, you see, there are ants. Pipilika paṅktiriva. Single ant you take. When the ants are following in a queue, what you call it? Paṅkti. You do not call single pipilika. Pipilika means ant. Pipilika paṅktiriva. A single varna may not offer any meaning. But a group of varnas, pachati, pachati, group of varnas do render some meaning. So, pipilika paṅktiriva, how did you get paṅkti? Earlier it was not there. Paṅkti is row. Now, all the hundreds or maybe more, these ants are forming into a queue and going. Now, you call it not a pipilika, but paṅkti you call it. So, similarly, a group of varnas rendering meaning is called padam. A group of padas rendering a unitary single meaning is called vakyam. That's all. That is their prakriya. Pūrva-mīmāṁsā and Vedānta also. Vedānta doesn't have any separate Vakya Shastra or anything like whatever is said by Mīmāṁsakas, Pūrva-mīmāṁsā, the same is followed by Shankaracharya also. So, in line with Pūrva-mīmāṁsakas, Shankaracharya in Devatādhikaranam of Brahma Sutra Shankara Bhashya, he refuted Sphota. Otherwise, Sphota is Shastra Samhita. And in Dhanyaloka, etc., you have Dhvani, isn't it? Gangayang Ghosha. There is a what you call pen or Goshala, cowshed in Hamlet in Ganges. What do you mean by Ganga? A stream of waters, isn't it? Is it possible to have a hamlet in a stream of water? You may apply to other languages. London is on Thames. Who said? Who said? For that matter, take the bus is coming. Are you sure? Are you sure? Bus is coming on its own, spontaneously. Who said? How? So, Vachyartha, the primary meaning, is not acceptable. Existence of a hamlet in a river called Ganges or whatever it is simply impossible. Simply means absolutely. This is Abhidhavritti, primary Vyapara. It denotes primary meaning. Whatever meaning comes out of this sentence pronounced, that is called Vachyartha or primary meaning. Primary meaning is not acceptable. Vachyartha Anupapatti, improper. Then Lakshana Vritti enters the scene and says, no, not like that. See, the word Gangayam in the sentence is to be interpreted as Ganga Tire on the banks of river Ganges. This is Lakshyartha. Lakshana Vritti says Lakshyartha. So Ganga Tire, hamlet, no problem, on the banks of Oho. Because when you say East Coast Express in India, you will never see the East Coast. The express runs, say, roughly for 1000 kilometers. You never see East Coast. It is named East Coast. Now, so Lakshana Vritti says, no, you have to take the secondary meaning. What do you mean by secondary meaning? In the sentence Gangayam Ghoshaha, Gangayam means Ganga Tire, the banks of river Ganges. Then back to square one. Actually, why should this person say Gangayam Ghoshaha and confuse all the people and again go back and say, no, Gangayam means what I meant is Ganga Tire. Why don't you straight away say Ganga Tire Ghoshaha? Huh? Why should you speak like this? Then the answer. Then Vyanjana Vritti enters the scene Vyanjana vritti says, no, there is some purpose for saying so. If you say Gangayam Ghoshaha, within Ganges, the hamlet is there, it means there is coolness and there is holiness, Pavitrata in Indian context at least. The meanings you will not, that there are suggested meanings, Vyangyartha, same is Dhani. This you cannot achieve by simply pronouncing Gangatire Ghosha. Is it clear? Do you understand what is Sphota and what is Dhani? So these Shabdas, whichever are there, pronounced Vaikhari Dhvani, that wakes up the actual meaning that is there, already there in the mind. That means both of them should be having the knowledge of the same language. They should be familiar with the language in which both of them are doing conversation. Acharya.
So why is that from Ganga Tire Ghosha I cannot get the Vyanjana that there is purity and coolness?
No, Ganga Tire Ghosha, the speaker should have said. But he is a sane person. He is healthy. Everybody knows about health. Mentally, physically and socially well-being. Such a person is using the language. He pretty well knows if he pronounces Gangayam Ghosha, what will happen? If he pronounces Gangatire Ghosha, what will happen? So, although he is knowing deliberately, he employed the sentence Gangayam Ghosha. In Telugu, etc., we use Annam Udikinda. Annam is a cooked rice. Udikinda means got cooked or not. Are you cooking cooked rice or what? If someone is suffering from coma, you may cook cooked rice. The bus is coming. Correct or incorrect? The bus cannot come spontaneously. There should be a driver. You should ignite the fuel. Then the transmission of the power. And but you are saying, even a senior English professor is saying, the bus is coming. Can you say you are wrong? So, Patanjali, under Karmani Dvitiya, he discusses this aspect. Vadanam means cooked rice. Vadanam pachati. That means Vadanarthas Tandulaha Vadanam. The raw rice which is meant for making cooked rice are being cooked. In that sense, people are using. Prayoga Sharanam Vyākaraṇam. Since a usage is there, that in the classroom we discuss, analyze and certify. So in Ganga Tire Ghosha, had he said like that, the Shaityam, Pavanatvam, etc., coolness and the holiness, etc., would have not achieved. Therefore he said, Gangayam Ghosha. Any more doubts?
You had just said that the healthy definition is mentally, physically, and socially. Can you define from Shastra what's socially healthy?
Acharya?
You said that health means physically, mentally and socially healthy. So she is asking, what does it mean socially healthy?
He is mentally okay, physically is also okay. But when someone asks him, what time is it now? He say, I don't know. Socially okay? If you take him to a doctor, he would get all the, in bracket, unnecessary tests. One would decide there is nothing in the body. What about mind? I think there is nothing in the mind also. There is nothing in the mind also. No problem, he meant no problem. So, socially, when he is moving with inmates, sisters, brothers, parents, etc., and the just outside people, he should not feel like that. Isn't it? If you ask someone, what is it? He'll say, what? And if you ask someone, he says, yes, sorry, I don't have a wristwatch. Something like that he may say. Or cell phone nowadays. Isn't it? So, He is not only mentally and physically, first mind. Sushrita Charaka Samhita says, unless and nowadays the modern medicine also started, you should have balance of mind. Then only this medicine will work. When did you find this? When did you? So, first it is mind, then it is body. So, if someone is eating a lot of food, this thing and that thing, and but mind is not, mind is filled with what you call jealousy or something like that. Because Vedānta, Acarya is doing very good, great service. Once you learn Vedānta, you won't have any kind of bad feeling against anybody. Because he has performed some punyam, some papam, according to that he is getting the result. And whatever you have committed, according to that you are getting. He might have committed, he might have performed more punyam, so he got Padma Shri. Maybe others did not. Sorry, tell me. Any questions?
I did not understand your reply why from Ganga Tire Goshaha you cannot get the same meaning. Could you just summarize that? Why you cannot get the same meaning from Ganga Tire Gosha as Gangayam?
Gangayam Ghoshaha?
Yeah. Why you cannot get the same meaning, the coolness and the closeness?
That is there in the day-to-day transaction. People are using like that. In Indian context, they understand like that. Everything depends upon the understanding. If your idea is not understood by others, how can do? So, people do understand like that. If you say Gangayam Ghoshaha, they think, oh, great. Because Ganga Tire Ghosha, if you say, it may be 2 kilometers away from Ganga. Tira, that is bank of river Ganges. Will you get coolness? Can you expect holiness? No. Isn't it? Further. It is 10:19. Proceed.
Okay, I have one question for 1 minute.
No problem. Proceed.
So, coming back to the very beginning of your lecture, you spoke on Sikṣā. Could you pronounce, please, the word Vasas Shabda in the Vibhaktis? So, the doubt is about the Anusvara. Some people say Vasangsi, like Ng. Some people say Vasamsi. How is it?
Please do not go with these people who are pronouncing that. They are not Sikṣita. They did not learn Sikṣā with any guru. They did not learn pronunciation with any guru. So whatever is being pronounced in their house by father, mother and their relatives, that they are simply following blindly. Can you discuss these issues with those people? They are not qualified. They go on, see Krishna, Kishan, they say. What should I do? I have written to the Prime Minister. See, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is there in his Upadesha. Kutumba is family. Kutumbakam is small family. Vriksha is a tree. Vrikshakam is a small tree. So the entire world is considered to be a small family. But in any airport you go, there it is written, it is a family. It is not a family, small family. Now they are bringing Nyaya Samhita. They pronounce Nyaya Samhita, they write Nyaya Sanhita, Nakara. It should be Samhita, Samhita, Vyācarya. But the people who are advising them do not know the exact actual position of language, nor do they want to protect the form and of course meaning of the language. So what people are pronouncing, don't take that into consideration. Don't break your mind with others. They go on talking. Forget about them. Whatever you hear from Acarya or people like me, that you take into Because always people who speak good language, correct language are less. This Vyakaranam, why all this started, people are using both this and that. What is the very purpose of language? Transformation of meaning. So whether you pronounce wrongly, Vedaha, other person will understand. If you pronounce Vedaha, that also is understood by that person. So this is clearly stated by Patanjali, Shabdaischa, Apashabdaischa. Whether it is a Shabda or Apashabda is not acceptable to Vyakarana. During Patanjali's time, he gives examples of Gauhu. In the same sense, just like you, he came across some pronunciations. Gavi, Goni, Gota, Gopatrika, etc. For Gauhu. Patanjali was in the same situation then, just like you today. What to do? So, Vyakaranam is required. Rakshoha gamalagha sandeha prayojanam. What for Vyakaranam? Patanjali says, Raksha. Vedanam Raksha. You have to protect Vedas first, then rest also. So the pronunciation through Guru, Avichinna Guru Shishya Parampara, uninterrupted tradition of Guru Shishya like that. Shishya means who can be disciplined, not student, maybe disciple. Nowadays you don't have Shishyas. It is not Gurukula Sampradaya, Shishyakula Sampradaya. Students will decide when to conduct an exam, when to do this, that, etc. I am very much thankful for this Jiva Ashrama and especially Satyananda's Babaji and to all of you for listening to my lecture. Okay? Dhanyosmi. Thank you. Vishwana.
So I thank Acharya very much, and maybe we can again have another session in the evening.
Yeah, evening we can have.
Yeah.
We return after by 6 or so, we will be here.
Yeah.
Tell all the people to note down any doubts.
Yes.